Dillon Gabriel.
Dillon
He
Gabriel,
completed
okay.
8 of his first 9 passes,
Yes.
threw a pick 6, bad decision, but was later credited with a fumble on a botched handoff. After the game, he made some very, very interesting comments. He said, there are entertainers and there are competitors, and my job is to compete.
Right.
He tried to clarify later at the presser, saying he meant the media are the entertainers and a competitor, and he's a competitor, and he wasn't taking a shot at Shedeur, but the damage was done. Everybody knows what he meant by that, because you know why? And I'm gonna let you take off. You remember at Oregon what the head coach said when they played Colorado?
Right.
Who was the quarterback?
Yeah.
Who was the quarterback?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Ocho. Go ahead.
But listen, I don't. Hey, Chad, I don't want to do him like that. I'm gonna give Dillon Gabriel a little grace, a little understanding, because I don't think a college kid coming in as a rookie in the NFL would take that kind of shot at a teammate that he's competing with for a job.
The fire is on in Cleveland. It's not just the plays. It's the words. A rookie quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, throws a pick 6, gets charged with a fumble, then steps to the mic and drops a line that sounds like it came with an address on it. Entertainers versus competitors. In a locker room that now includes Shedeur Sanders, that word, entertainer, hits different. Competitor versus entertainer. Slip up or a sly shot. Tonight we find out. Let's lay the field. Shedeur's preseason debut? Calm and clean. 14 of 23, 157 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Command. Poise. Points. Gabriel's showing? 13 of 18, 144 total yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 turnovers, 1 an ugly pick 6, plus a botched handoff credited as his fumble. That's the tape. That's the scoreboard. So why say entertainer? Since when do rookies call beat writers entertainers? Be real, no one does. That's why Shannon Sharpe jumped in on Nightcap. Yunsi said it plain, you don't toss that word around in this situation unless you're aiming at someone. And in Cleveland right now, that someone reads like Shedeur. Chad, Ochocinco, Johnson tried to give Gabriel grace. He said maybe the kid isn't media savvy yet. Maybe emotions were high and logic was low. Maybe he meant no harm. But here's the thing. If there's no shade, why the immediate clarification? Why the scramble to clean it up? If you didn't mean Shedeur, why rush to say you were talking about the media? Words don't leave by accident, especially in a quarterback battle. There's more. This isn't just about feelings. It's about football identity. Old school folks want their QBs buttoned up. No flash, no noise, just ball. Shedeur grew up different, prime time different. Cameras? They've followed him his whole life. But cameras don't score. Production does. And when Shedeur got his shot, he produced. Ocho made another fair point. Gabriel did some good things on the field. 8 of his first 9 to start, some nice throws, solid command in spots. But that pick 6? That's a QB 101 moment. 2 receivers in the same window means don't make a bad play worse. Chuck it away. Live another down. And then there's size and profile. Gabriel is listed 5 feet 11 inches. Call it 5 foot 10 1/4 inch on TV honesty. That changes what you can call. You roll the pocket. You keep him in shotgun. You give clean sight lines. It's not disqualifying. Baker Mayfield showed you can cook in that kitchen, but it narrows the menu. Also, he's 24 after 6 college seasons across UCF, Oklahoma, and Oregon. That's a lot of tread before the first NFL mile. Meanwhile, Shedeur is the new energy, the new face, and yes, the new market. He's also the guy with the clean sheet and 2 TDs in his first run. Ask a locker room what plays, they'll tell you, the ball in the end zone. Was Gabriel's line a real shot or a rookie slip? If you're the Browns, who's QB2 today? Shedeur or Gabriel? And why? Back to Nightcap. Shannon pressed a key point. We've heard this clicks versus wins stuff before. Remember Oregon versus Colorado? The Ducks coach said, they're playing for clicks, we're playing for wins. People forget, that wasn't Gabriel's quote, and the Ducks QB then was Bo Nix, not Dillon. But when you live around that message for a year, it seeps in. You start repeating what you've heard. That's how shade slips out. And yes, the chat noticed. When Nightcap put it to a poll, 88% said Gabriel was throwing shade. That's not a coin flip. That's a landslide. Fans aren't buying the media entertainers' spin. If 88% call it shade, is the story already written? Let's zoom out. The NFL is entertainment. Always has been. Shannon said it clean. MJ entertained. Kobe entertained. Steph dances and turns before the shot drops. Floyd Mayweather? Entertainer and assassin. And Prime, Dillon Sanders, was the ultimate show and the ultimate competitor. The opposition feared him, and the audience paid to see him. These things are not opposites. In 2025, they are partners. So when someone says they're a competitor, not an entertainer, it rings a little old. Like a line from before NL, before social, before this era. Shedeur isn't allergic to the spotlight, he knows how to use it. But when the whistle blows, the lights don't throw slants. He does. Inside the building, this matters. Andrew Barry spent capital, a fifth-round steal, to bring Shedeur to Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski has to win games right now. Ownership, the Haslams, feel the heat of every QB decision this franchise makes. And Ocho and UNC weren't wrong about roster math either. Teams don't keep 4 active QBs. Maybe you stash 1 on the practice squad. But 4 on the 53? That costs you a special teamer, a swing lineman, a corner, a core WR. That's not how Sundays work.
And it's all about making plays at the quarterback position, but how consistent can you be? And so when sometimes there's a chance you can make something out of nothing, and then sometimes you can't. And I thought he played okay. He played really well.
I disagree with you. I think he was taking a shot at Shedeur.
You think so?
When have we ever thought about the media, those beat writers as entertainers? We've heard his coach, he was on the team when he said they're celebs.
Wait, but you can't tie him and his coach together as if they have the same mind, as if they're one.
Name the time you've ever heard someone say there are entertainers and there are competitors, and I'm here to compete. Tell me the time.
Right. Okay. Listen. Let's say he's taking a shot at Shedeur, right? At what point has he been an entertainer? He's a football player as well.
But we've heard people say that's what he's more interested in doing.
And what? Well, I'm just curious.
Okay, tell me what you're curious about.
There it is, the second flashpoint. The moment that frames the whole week in Berea. If Gabriel didn't mean it, the cleanest lane was to stand on it. Instead, he swerved. That's why people think it landed on Shedeur. Let me ask you, if you're in that QB room, does this comment change how you see Gabriel? Should words affect the depth chart? Or just tape? Let's stack the tape again. Shedeur week 1, 14 23rds, 157 total yards, 2 TD, 0 turnovers. Gabriel week 2, 13 18ths, 144 total yards, 0 TD, 2 turnovers, pick 6 plus fumble. That's not a tie. That's not close. Points and ball security win jobs. Coaches say it every camp. Now, Ocho said the fumble was more on the back than the QB. Fair critique. But the sheet still hits the QB column. And that pick 6? That's a mental miss. Spacing is broken, 2 targets stack the same space, and as the QB you must abort. Throw it away. Live to fight. Gabriel truthers will say, he moved the ball, started 8 of 9, showed pocket poise. Cool, given that. But in tight competitions, negative plays are tiebreakers. And when the other rookie has a clean card and touchdowns, your margin vanishes. In a tie, the TDs decide. In a fight, the turnovers do too. There's a human layer here, and Nightcap tapped it. Shannon asked a hard question. When has Dillon ever been in a QB battle? At Oregon behind Justin Herbert? Not really. At UCF and Oklahoma as the entrenched guy? Not really. Now he's in a true NFL competition for a seat that won't be open long. That's an adjustment. Pressure squeezes words out of you that you didn't plan to say. And the league calendar doesn't pause. Browns versus Rams on Saturday is another look. Then it's cut down math. History check. New England kept 4 QBs in 2000 because Bill Belichick didn't want to lose a certain 6th rounder named Tom Brady. Different era. Different calculus. In today's NFL, for active QBs is a luxury you pay for on special teams and the trenches. Most coaches won't do it. If the Browns only carry 3 QBs, who's the odd man out, and why? Would you stash one on the practice squad? Politics matter too. Ocho said it straight. Some coaches don't fully control the final 53. Owners sign checks. GMs build the board. Stefanski coaches the players in front of him, but talent decisions get influenced above his pay grade. Unless you're Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, or Jim Harbaugh, guys who walk in with win equity and leverage. Most coaches don't get that rope. That means this is larger than one press conference. It's about where Cleveland wants to point its future. Do you invest in the younger arm with the clean outing and big-time upside, and a last name that sells seats? Or do you lean older, smaller, and hope the guy with reps cleans up the turnovers fast? Let's be fair to Gabriel again. Ocho's right, there were encouraging flashes. He can be poised. He can layer throws. He's a vet of college ball with 16K plus passing yards across 6 seasons. He isn't some camp arm. He's legit, and he can grow. But the clock is not gentle. The Browns can't develop everybody at once. On the other side, Shedeur faced a lazy label for years, entertainer first. That's not him. That's noise. He's his father's son, yes, but he's also his own build, quiet, measured, surgical. The show doesn't cancel the work. Prime taught that better than anyone. Showtime when the lights come on, lockdown when the ball snaps. You can be the show and still be the storm. That's the modern QB. You sell the brand Monday to Saturday. You run the huddle Sunday. The best do both. That's why the competitor versus entertainer frame feels dated. It also feels pointed. And in a tight room, pointed words ricochet. Teammates hear them. Coaches do too. Let's not skip size and scheme. At 5 feet 11 inches, listed, Gabriel needs edges moved and windows defined. That means more movement, more rollouts, a lot of gun. You can win that way, but it narrows what you call. With Shedeur, the menu stays wider. That matters when you're building game plans for a long season. Do you value upside or floor for QB2? If you're Cleveland, do you pick the broader scheme fit or the safer short game? Nightcap also touched the money truth. Some decisions aren't football only. The Haslams own the logo on your check. If ownership feels the city pulling toward Shedeur, if the building thinks Barry stole a gem in the 5th, that current is real. Coaches may say, best man wins, and I believe they mean it. But best includes the future, the cap, the culture, and the crowd. There's another layer, respect in the room. Shade travels fast. If 88% of fans heard a shot, you can bet players saw it too. You don't need to be media savvy to know this. A QB's words are part of his leadership grade. Own what you say or avoid what you shouldn't. The middle gets you tagged. Gabriel could still steer this. Ball out versus the Rams. Clean sheet. Red zone answers. Protect the rock. Then let the tape argue louder than the mic. But right now, the scoreboard favors Shedeur. Touchdowns over talk. Clean over messy. Calm over chaotic. Depth charts change fast, but reputations stick longer. Let's bring it home. This isn't Shedeur versus Dillon only. It's new school versus old school. It's branding versus button-up. It's the myth that you have to pick between entertaining and competing. You don't. The greats never did. Jordan, Kobe, Steph, Floyd, Prime, they were both at once. So no, calling someone an entertainer doesn't cut like it used to. In this era, it can sound like fear. Fear of the camera. Fear of the moment. Fear of a player who can win on the field and win the narrative. That's Shedeur Sanders. He's not loud. He's not reckless. He's measured and deadly. When he got his look, he put points on the board and kept the ball clean. And when the noise rose, he didn't feed it. He let others talk. Smart. Final call. Who should be Cleveland's primary rookie QB moving forward? And what's your depth chart after Saturday? Cleveland has lived the hard part of football for years, finding the right quarterback. The Nightcap crew joked about it, but they were right. Finding a franchise QB for 10 plus years might be the hardest thing in sports. That's why even a rookie room matters. You stack the right habits early. You bet on the right traits. You build around the profile that can grow. And if you're still wondering about the entertainer label, Listen to Prime's lesson Ocho echoed. The show is the rapper, the work is the gift. Prime danced, then picked the ball. He strutted, then scored. Entertainment didn't replace competition, it amplified it. That is the blueprint sitting in Cleveland today. Embrace the modern QB. Demand ball security. Reward production. Let the city rally behind the name if the film backs it up. Right now, Shedeur's film does. As for Gabriel, no hate, no write-off. He's got tools. He's got reps. He's got another chance this week. But the clock is ticking, and the room is listening. The next words that matter don't come at a podium. They come in the huddle. Talk is tape you can't erase. Make your next snap louder than your last quote. So, shade or slip, you decide. But in Cleveland, this battle isn't about who smiles for cameras. It's about who finishes drives. One rookie did, one rookie didn't, and one word, entertainer, changed how we heard everything after. This is the NFL in 2025. Compete hard, entertain naturally, win always. Because when the dust settles, the Browns won't keep 4 quarterbacks. They will keep the ones who help them win, and the one who can carry a future. Tonight, the scoreboard says Shedeur leads. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Gridiron Insights for daily NFL controversies, deep dive film talk, and the real stories behind the headlines. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next Browns QB twist. Gridiron Insights, where the tape meets the truth.